Hi, everyone. This is Bill Ritter, and you're watching live coverage from ABC-7 New York. We invite you to check in throughout the day on our website, streaming app, and social platforms for breaking news, up-to-the-minute headlines, and AccuWeather. And remember, you can always find us on Channel 7, your home for Eyewitness News. Hi, everyone. This is Bill Ritter, and you're watching live coverage from ABC-7 New York. We invite you to check in throughout the day on our website, streaming app, and social platforms for breaking news, up-to-the-minute headlines, and AccuWeather. And remember, you can always find us on Channel 7, your home for Eyewitness News. Hi, everyone. This is Bill Ritter, and you're watching live coverage from ABC-7 New York. We invite you to check in throughout the day on our website, streaming app, and social platforms for breaking news, up-to-the-minute headlines, and AccuWeather. And remember, you can always find us on Channel 7, your home for Eyewitness News.
State, and I'm really proud to be with them here today. We have Terry O'Leary, the Acting Commissioner of Division of Homeland Security and Emergency Services, Marie-Therese Dominguez, the Commissioner of the State DOT, Major General Raymond Shields, Adjunct General of the New York National Guard, Major Bob McConnell, Troop G, New York State Police, Frank Hoare, the Executive Director of the Thruway Authority, and Jim Cable, the State Fire Administrator for the New York Division of Homeland Security and Emergency Services as well. Well, on this day of blazing Olympic glory, New Yorkers are so proud of Team USA, with both the men and the women winning the gold. We're especially proud of the New Yorkers who contributed to making this history. And it's a point of personal pride for me as probably one of the few people in this room who actually watched the 1980 game. I was a student at Syracuse University, and my job with the Varsity Pizzeria was to have the microphone and call out play-by-play of the game. Normally I called out the numbers of the pizzas, but I called out since it was on the radio. I told everybody, and there was this joy that I'll never forget when we all made history, and the Miracle on Ice was complete. So I was proud to witness that today. At the same time, I was getting blizzard briefings. So it was a day we made history, and it certainly was glorious for all of us. But I'll say this, we do not want to make history today when it comes to the weather. When you look at the scale of the storm that's descending in our state, and actually in some parts starting already, this will be something the likes of which we've not seen in years. And what we're experiencing right now with just lighter flurries throughout, particularly downstate, is really just the calm before the storm. And I'm telling you, sirs, we're standing here. The worst is yet to come, so do not take for granted that this is going to be it. It's going to exceed all expectations even now, so you need to be prepared for the worst. And in fact, New York City is bracing for to make some history, be in the top 10 worst winter storms in the last 150 years. So digest that for a second when we talk about that's the history we do not want to make today. We're taking this so seriously because literally lives are at stake. I'm here at the State Emergency Operations Center in Albany. It's the nerve center for our storm response. And again, this is my gold medal Olympic team. They train, they practice, they tabletop, they will put in the long hours to prepare 24/7, and they are the best. They are absolutely the best you can find in this entire country. So this is who we have on our team to go in and fight Mother Nature over the next 24 hours. And they're seasoned pros and ready to really guide me and this entire state through any emergency. So again, people woke up this morning and said, it's not so bad, it looks like just a dusting. The day is young, my friends, the day is young. And so we have to make sure that you're aware that in the next couple of hours, the light snow you see on Long Island, in New York City, in the Hudson Valley, will transition very rapidly into heavier, wetter snow, which has the capability of downing power lines, which means people will be in the dark. Long Island and New York City and lower Hudson Valley are literally in the direct eye of the storm. There's no getting around that. We've looked at the most recent modeling, just up to date in the last few minutes, and there is no way these predictions are wrong. It is coming, and it's going to be hard felt. And it's the first time in a decade that New York City has been under a blizzard warning, as well as Long Island and Orange, Rockland, Putnam, Dutchess, and Ulster counties are all now have been updated today to be in blizzard warning areas. So the reason this is so dangerous, now we have experts from Buffalo who came over here to help us manage this, and they know blizzards. I know blizzards. But we're talking about a very densely populated area. And that is the danger, as well as people not as experienced with dealing with the severity of a storm like this. And it's that combination, the higher population, the inexperience in dealing with this, that really is something that we're concerned about, which is why we've taken so many steps to be proactive and be ready for the worst. And it can absolutely be paralyzing if you attempt to drive in it. Imagine driving with all the lights off. It's completely dark. There's no headlights. You are in complete darkness. That's what it feels like when you're driving through a blinding blizzard. You cannot see anything, including the car or perhaps the snowplow in front of you. And we have countless cases where people have been harmed because they could not see the cars in front of them. So we're taking every precaution. Local bans will be going into effect later tonight. We want people off the roads. You should be doing this voluntarily, but we have the state police who's going to enforce this, so be aware of that. New York City, 9 p.m. till noon tomorrow. All of Long Island, 9 p.m. till 9 a.m. for sure, and Westchester, 9 p.m. until 10 a.m. tomorrow. So that means wherever you are in this region, after 9 o'clock tonight, you'll have to stay there. So do not think you're going to visit mom and dad or your boyfriend or girlfriend and get on the roads at 10 o'clock and head home. It's not happening, and it's not smart to do that either. For the counties without travel bans, we're also banning empty commercial vehicles and tandem tractor trailers. They're banned on I-84, as Commissioner Dominguez reported yesterday, and all state roads south of I-84, starting today at 4 o'clock. That's for the empty commercial vehicles and tandem tractors. Commercial vehicles are also restricted to the right lane only, so they don't slow people down. And I will tell you, I've seen this personally. When a tractor trailer jackknifes and blocks off the thruway or major road, you can literally shut down an area for upwards of 36 hours, as happened in Buffalo a number of years ago. And what happens when people are stranded on the road? It's a desperate situation for moms with little kids in the car, or someone who needs medical attention. We had buses with students trying to get back from sports events who were stranded for days, a day and a half. And so please, whatever you need, any groceries, any medicines you need to be refilled at the pharmacy, any pet food you need to have, do it right now, because the clock is going to run out and you may not be on the roads after 9 o'clock tonight. And for those who rely on mass transit, which is many, many individuals at downstate New York, expect some disruptions. The MTA will do its very best to maintain normal service to the extent possible. Regular subway service as of right now, they'll run locally. Metro North will run on a weekend schedule, and the Long Island Railroad service will be suspended at 1 a.m. because it'll be dangerous and we want people to stay home. So Mayor Mamdani announced an hour ago schools will be closed tomorrow. New York City schools will be closed, and we expect many in Long Island as well as the Hudson Valley to close as well. So let's just speak briefly about the forecast. Wish I had better news. It's not great. We have actually updated snow amount projections. They don't seem to be going down. They seem to be going up. In some areas we're going to be 12 inches, they're now 18 inches. 18 inches have now morphed into 24 inches. And so they've all picked up, and we expect around 6 o'clock tonight, that's the witching hour for this storm, everything's going to shift. And the snow will accelerate, the wind will accelerate, and from that point on, the conditions will be nothing but dangerous. This blizzard will carry into midday tomorrow before tapering off Monday evening. That is the only good news, is that's not a multi-day duration blizzard, which we have experienced in other parts of the state. And the forecast totals, as I said, New York City and Long Island expecting 2 feet of snow. 2 feet of snow, not over the next week, but in the next day. And that is that ferocity that I'm warning about, is it's going to come down heavy. You're not going to be able to see when the wind whips it up. The conditions are nothing but treacherous. Hudson Valley, 12 to 18 inches. Capital Region, 8 to 12 inches. And the rest of the state, 2 to 6 inches. Now the wind gusts, I mentioned the wind. Upwards of 60 miles an hour. We're talking about hurricane force winds. We'll be whipping up the snow, the wind, and of course the shoreline, the coastline of southern Westchester, New York City and Long Island. The worst part will be eastern Long Island. We're going to have coastal flooding as well. You should expect that there'll be coastal flooding. We already have resources deployed in those areas to be able to respond to that as well. So what we're trying to do is prepare people. We've been in constant communication. I've called, either spoke to directly or left a message for every one of the county executives in this area. We've launched our preemptive offense, and I declared a state of emergency as the first part of this offensive position. 22 counties. We're up from 17 now to 22 counties have been added to our state of emergency region. It's in effect. We've activated the National Guard. Thank God for the National Guard. We have over 100 members, more if necessary, staged across Long Island, New York City, and Lower Hudson Valley. And they've deployed additional 25 vehicles to help with a downstate response. They're ready to be nimble. They'll go where they're needed. They can do anything from helping individuals be rescued out of their vehicles or helping transport emergency personnel or medical personnel to their jobs. It's truly life-saving in these situations when they cannot be on the roads. And again, my teams are talking about how we stockpile equipment. So none of our counties affected have to worry about running out of equipment. I've got reassurances. We have plenty of salt. This was a problem last year, but we have plenty of salt in our stockpiles, extra equipment, extra personnel ready to on standby as well. And the DOT and Thruway Authority have more than 2,000 plows who've been out already clearing and prepping our roads. And they're not going home. They'll be out overnight and through the day tomorrow. And they'll work overtime, and sometimes good things happen in overtime, especially if you're watching hockey today. So we know that we're going to be working really hard and intense, so I'm excited to know I have them on the ground because they are the very best. As I mentioned, power outages. We have over 6,000 utility workers ready to get the power back on, but sometimes it is dangerous for them to be out there. Whether it's the live wires that could be on the ground or the winds are so high, it is just too dangerous for them to go up a pole and risk their own lives to get the power on. So please be patient if you lose power. Certainly report it, but there's a very good chance we already know about it because we monitor this so closely. And their job is to get you in a safe situation with your power back on as soon as humanly possible and safely. So the restoration of power, as I mentioned, may take some time. What you should be doing, I'm talking about what the state is doing, what localities are doing, but let's talk about what you as New Yorkers can be doing at this time. Like I said, keep track of your local forecasts. You need to know what's happening. If you plan to travel, check the travel bans. If you want to use public transportation, check the schedules before you even leave your home because everything could have changed. And follow all the travel advisories as bans. Do not get pulled over by the state police because you're just jeopardizing them and keeping them from doing other possibly life-saving work. And if you're an employer downstate, please communicate with your employees now so they can perhaps allow for telework in situations where it's available. And if you can, just work from home Monday. That's the smartest, best thing you could do. Probably be more productive than getting stuck in a ditch on your way to work. So keeping supplies in your cars, everybody should know this by now, but you've heard me say this for months. Blankets, shovel, flashlight, extra batteries, your cell phone chargers, food, water, even extra clothes. And I'm going to let Marie-Therese reiterate this because she says it better than anybody. When she says, don't crowd the plow, she says that in her sleep because she wants to keep the plow drivers safe. But if they get into an accident, that is a whole route that is not being serviced, and it is jeopardizing the safety of other motorists as well. So please be smart and respect them and know they're doing their jobs. They're not trying to make your life miserable by going slow in front of you. That's how they're supposed to do it. So I want to keep individuals safe when they're handling the snow themselves, the shoveling. You can watch my video for shoveling techniques. It has gone viral, so I think everybody around the world knows how to shovel snow. But be smart about it. Don't lift too much, just a little bit at a time. Just start earlier in the day and don't wait till there's 2 solid feet on the ground before you start it. Try to jump out every couple of hours and remove what you have there. Temperatures should improve a little bit, but that being said, you need to check on your neighbors, bring them some food, make sure they have what they need. If their power goes out, certainly check on your elderly neighbors or moms with little kids. Take care of your pets. Don't let them outside for a long period of time. So we're expecting the snow should melt. Make sure that we're excited about the snow melting. I just received word from our top-notch weather system, maybe another storm at the end of the week, but not officially. We're hoping that is just alerting us as the possibility. But the best thing you can do is text 333-111, and that'll connect you with your county or your borough, and you'll have all the latest emergency updates from your locality as well as from us. So Other than that, just settle in. Just keep watching replays of the Miracle on Ice from 1980, which I've seen a dozen times in the last day. Watch this morning's again, because it'll really make you excited to know how proud we are of our men who brought home the gold this morning. So watch some more Olympics, read a book, catch up on the news, call your family members, call your moms, especially call your moms. And we can do this. New Yorkers, we're tough, we're resilient, we're hardcore, but don't think that you are stronger than Mother Nature, okay? Do not try to outsmart Mother Nature. Stay home as much as you can. Enjoy the time, either by yourself to just recharge, or with your family members. And so that's the best advice I have for you. And the next time we talk, we'll probably be in the throes of the blizzard, which is just a few hours away from really gathering steam here. So I really just want every New Yorker to be safe. That's my number one priority. And with that, I'll turn it over to Terry O'Leary. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor. And Governor, thank you again for coming and visiting the EOC. Your commitment to emergency management, supporting the state staff, both within the Division of Homeland Security, as well as our other state partners, DOT, National Guard, Thruway, State Police, it speaks volumes to your commitment to emergency management, preparedness, as well as the partnership with our local county partners. Emergency management really is about partnerships. It's not a competition, and you have set a positive tone right from the top on that. So thank you very much for that. As you saw with the EOC, the staff that is sitting on the floor right now are receiving reports from the National Weather Service, who is present, from the NICE work at UAlbany, who gives us more detailed, bespoke forecasts when we ask for it, as well as the Department of Public Service, Department of Transportation, Thruway Authority, National Guard, and other state agencies, making sure that we know where our resources are. Based upon the shift in the forecast with the blizzard warnings extending further up the Hudson Valley, we have made resource changes as well. We have moved additional tracked UTV vehicles into the Hudson Valley to support those operations. And this is in addition to the Haglund, the high-tech snow and ice rescue vehicle you saw yesterday, which is staged on Long Island, along with state fire and state police staff that are prepared to engage in search and rescue crews. The National Guard is staged at 3 separate locations. They were staged at JFK as well as Fort Hamilton, and they are also now on Staten Island with vehicles that can also help with search and rescue, as well as transportation of critical individuals and staff that may need to move around in those areas. And they will be ready to deploy to Long Island as well. We are going to see high winds. The gusts will be up to 70 miles an hour, possibly, certainly 60 miles an hour on Long Island, where they have overhead utilities. There will be downed power lines. If you see a downed power line, do not go near it. Stay at least 30 feet away. Treat it as if it is live, and please call 911 to notify them so that no one else gets near this danger as well. The Department of Public Service has continued to work with the utilities, and as this forecast continued to get worse and worse, the utilities have brought on additional staff. On Long Island, PSE&G has brought on approximately 300 additional staff. Con Ed has brought on over 50 additional staff in the city, and NYSEG is also bringing on additional staff in the Hudson Valley. They can't do their work when it is extremely windy, so you will have to be patient. Have a plan. If you're going to use a generator during a power outage, make sure that that generator is not inside and not under any windows as well. Make sure that you use it safely and make sure that it actually works. Test it before you need it. You have a couple of hours before the storm starts in earnest. Here at the division, we activated our Fire Operations Center. One of our emergency service functions is search and rescue. It is overseen by the State Fire Administrator and the Office of Fire Prevention and Control. They will work with both local, county, and state resources to help conduct any search and rescue missions. But it is of the utmost importance that you not go outside during the blizzard. This is not just a super snowstorm. A blizzard is a different type of storm. The wind is disorienting. We will see snow fall at 2 to 3 inches an hour, at some portions even 4 inches an hour, which can be a whiteout condition. When you add in 50-mile-an-hour winds, you will not be able to see the front of your car. You won't even be able to see the hood. You should not be going outside, you should not be driving, and you should even be careful about walking from one place to another. You can become disoriented very quickly, and with the wind speeds as high as they are, you become disoriented. Even though the temperatures will be in the 20s, hypothermia can set in within 30 minutes. Finally, one of the last preparations is that the Office of Employee Relations is notifying state workers that are working in the affected areas that non-essential workers should work remote tomorrow if at all possible. That would cover Long Island, New York City, Westchester, Rockland, Orange, Putnam, Dutchess, Sullivan. I believe that's it. So, but please check with your office. OER is putting out notifications to all state workers to let them know if you're in the affected region. Most importantly, stay off the roads, allow the plows to do their work, allow the state police to do their work, and watch the replays of the U.S. men's win as well as the women's win, which was led by a goalie from Westchester County, celebrating New Yorkers' successes. And Governor, again, thank you very much for all the support so far and going forward. It's been fantastic to see the team come together under your leadership.
Thank you,
At this point, I'll turn it over to Commissioner Dominguez.
Thank you, Chair. All right, Governor, we had a chance to kind of give you an overview a few minutes ago of exactly how DOT operations are going on right now across the state. But just to kind of reiterate, we've been preparing for the last 3 days, even as the shift in the forecast has been so significant, to make sure that we've got personnel from across the state prepared to address this blizzard situation that we're facing. Keep in mind, not only do we have personnel that have been pre-positioned across the state, particularly in the Hudson Valley and Long Island, but we've also got equipment ready and operational, and we've got the people there to help support and make sure that our equipment is indeed running 24/7. That's important because the level of snowfall that we're going to be seeing is rather significant. And so in order for our plow operations to be successful, one, we need people to stay off the roads. As everyone has reminded you, please, please stay home. Enjoy the snow. Someday it will be spring, and we'll all look forward to it. But for right now, we want to make sure that you're home, you're safe, you're warm, your pets are there, et cetera. Allow us to do our job. And Department of Transportation has some of the best snow fighting personnel in the entire country. Our snow fighters are expert at what they do, but in order to do their job successfully, they need access to the roads. Please stay off the roads. That goes for all of our partners with state police, thruway, et cetera, emergency services. It's going to be an extreme weather event. Please act accordingly. It really will make a huge difference. Governor, as we talked about, we're in coordination not only with the states up and down the East Coast, but all of our county and local governments. And that level of coordination and communication is terribly important to make sure that we're looking at operations across the board. I think the last thing that I just want to make sure is just a quick reminder, especially for commercial vehicles. It's important that commercial vehicles, as of 4 p.m. today, all commercial empty tractor trailers and tandems are banned from travel on I-84 and all roads south of I-84, including the thruway. That means if you're on Long Island Expressway. It also means I-95 rather, going through New York City. So all of the commercial vehicles will be restricted to right lane only in these conditions if you're at I-84 or south. So please abide by the commercial vehicle bans. They're really important so that we, again, can do our job. And if for some reason you have to be out, recognize the plow drivers have a job to do. They're out there to keep the public safe, clear the roads. Please stay out of their way. We've got very sophisticated equipment. Don't crowd the plow. We've got plow trucks with literally wings on both sides. They've got tows behind them. It's a very robust operation. We don't want you and your vehicle to be hurt, and we don't want to be in the situation where you're colliding with a plow. So please, steer clear of the plow, let them do their job, don't crowd the plow. Governor, you were terrific at assembling such great talent across the state. It's really important that all of us, not just the leadership here, but as you saw from some of the pre-briefings here, we've got great people on the team, and thank you very much for such an incredible level of coordination across the state. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you for your coverage, appreciate it. Stay safe. All right, thanks, Terry.
Thank you, Governor.
Appreciate it.